Hello, welcome back. I am absolutely roasting. Why am I wearing a jumper? I don't know either. Hello, I filmed this video about a year ago and for some reason I never edited it. I don't know what happened, I just never ended up uploading it. So I'm refilming it now about a year later, and I thought this was kind of an appropriate time to film this video because I've done quite a few hair videos recently. I recently went back to blonde and I cut a considerable length off my hair, and I've had a lot of people commenting on these videos talking about my hair and saying, not a lot of people actually, because the vast majority of it was positive, but a couple of people were saying like it didn't look good and stuff, which doesn't bother me. And it made me think about how I used to have way worse hair than this. I know, it's hard to believe because I don't know what this is doing today. It's bigger than anticipated today. But yeah, I used to walk around with some pretty questionable do's. So I thought I would share these questionable do's with you. And we can have a little laugh, a little trip down laughable memory lane. I'd love to see your cringy hair pictures as well, so you can show them to me if you want. You can send them to me on Twitter or something, because I think it's always fun to have a little laugh at yourself. I've never really taken hair too seriously before, to be honest, so I'm not really going to start now. But you know what? I've come to the realisation that I do need to be wearing my glasses for this video. I cannot see a thing on my laptop. That is better. Sorry about the glare that you're going to get whenever I look down at my laptop, but that's life. Right, I'm just going to say a couple of things before we begin. A lot of these pictures might be like odd sizes or stuff because I've obviously had to crop people out of them because so many of them were taken with like other people. I think I left any of my sister in though because she's been on my channel before. A lot of the photos I will also probably be quite intoxicated in because I spent a lot of my teenage years being intoxicated, so I may look a little worse for wear in some of these photos. And I think that's all really to say. I'll kind of just talk you through stuff as I go along, I suppose. So I'll also try and put the dates or how old I am somewhere as well, just in case I forget to mention it. So when I was a little Hannah, my hair was a medium brown, I would say occasionally with like ginger undertones, which I think I would have probably got from my granddad because I think he was quite ginger. But I was never like, you wouldn't have ever looked at me and thought she's ginger. Like, it was very subtle and probably only in the light, but it kind of went as I got a little bit older. Here I am with, my mum used to plait my hair when it was wet. I still do it now actually, it's quite funny that I do it now. So this was one of my looks back in the day. And it's actually looking a little bit like this right now, isn't it? And yeah, I don't know how old I am about 4ish. So that's just to kind of let you see what my natural hair colour was when I was little. It did darken up as I got older though. So moving on to this picture, I look about 6 or 7, but I don't know for sure. And I just grew my hair out really long. And it just kept getting longer and longer. I think I cut it eventually when I was about 8, but I just had really lovely long brown pretty hair that I used to get a lot of compliments on, and I just loved having my pretty little hair. Now I must have fancied a change because at about 8 years old I decided to go for a pretty drastic change. I was always scared of the hairdressers though, so I never saw a hairdresser until I was maybe about 11 or 12. But I'm about 8 here and I wanted my dad to give me a bob. My dad did that. I thought it was pretty good for a dad haircut, to be honest, and that was the first time I ever did anything really drastic to my hair. And I don't have any pictures of this, but I started dyeing my hair when I was 11. The first time I dyed my hair it was black, and I don't really have any pictures of it when I first dyed it black. So the first kind of photos I have to show you are from 2006. In 2006 I was 12? Is that right? I was born in 94, yeah, so 11 or 12 depending on when the photo's taken. Yeah, that's right. So when I think these are more in the beginning part of the year, I cut my own fringe. And oh, one other thing I just want to say is that I am was slash possibly still am an incredibly cringy person. I used to take thousands upon thousands of photos of myself when I was a kid, and I went through a lot of phases as well. So let's just try and ignore the cringe of all of these photos, because 12-year-old Hannah liked a selfie or two. So this one here was when I was feeling a little bit dark and mysterious. I'd cut my fringe myself, something that was kind of a natural occurrence over the years. I probably was still cutting my own fringe up until about maybe 14 or something, or 15, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's one of my own DIY hairdos. Hey, 2007, I went for quite a choppy cut. I think I took a picture of Noel Fielding into the hairdressers, because this was like one of my first haircuts, maybe my second haircut I'd ever got at a salon, and this was so short and choppy and just, oh my god. This picture here is actually taken at my 13th birthday, and I used to like to accessorise my hair with a lot of bows and stuff like that. This one was taken at school, but yeah, it was just a really choppy, and I don't know, my cousin said to me, you look like the love child of Noel Fielding and Rod Stewart. 2008, I think I just kept cutting my hair a little bit short, but I was like proper fringing it out by this point, and it looks really nice and shiny. That wouldn't have been my natural hair colour, I think. I think I was still just putting box dyes on all the time with different shades of browns and blacks, and there was probably never a month of the year where I wasn't dyeing my hair by this point. I had become a child obsessed with hair dye. So 2008 was the year that I got extensions. Very bad extensions. My hair was very thick, and I just got some plain extensions off the internet that were about half the thickness of my hair. So I would have this big thick hair on top and then these really thin extensions coming out the bottom. It wasn't a good look. But I'd also got some slices put in my hair at the hair salon. Or did I do that myself? I think I might have did that myself actually. Put a little blonde in the fringe or something. And it is hard for me to remember what I've done and what I haven't, and what the salon did. I think I might have cut this fringe myself, but I can't really remember. But I just kept going a little bit blonder at the front of the fringe, and eyeliner gets a lot heavier as the years go on as well. Still blonde, fringe still got ratty extensions. And then there was a band called The Horrors. I will insert a picture here, and he had a blonde fringe and this crazy black hair all over the place, and I was kind of inspired by that, so I kept the fringe blonde and I went black all over the rest of my head, and it wasn't a great look on me, I have to say. 2009, things start getting all over the shop in 2009. So at the beginning of 2009, because I am trying to show these chronologically, so this was definitely January because it was my sister's 15th birthday or something, 16th. Oh no, I don't know how old she was, but I had black hair, massive sweeping fringe. I'm pretty sure I was still cutting my own fringe then, because I'd like to think a hairdresser wouldn't have let me walk out of salon like that. So yeah, we are completely black haired at the beginning of 2009, was it? Yeah. And then somewhere along the way, red started to come in, and I'm not sure, this is my 15th birthday actually, this picture, and it's just red coming down like this, and I'm not really, well, it's not red, it's more like orangey. I'm not sure how this came about. I'm not sure if I was trying to go red and it only took to my roots because I had regrowth or something. I'm not really sure how this look came about, but it wasn't a good look. And yeah, similarly, just like black again, but then I did manage to start to go pretty red, and I don't remember how I achieved it. I must have had to bleach it beforehand to get this look, but it's so long ago now, I literally couldn't remember how I would have got to this process. But yeah, we managed to go quite red, and I used to always have kind of curly hair at the time then, and I would just get it curly by going to bed with damp hair in a bun, and I would get amazing curls. That's something that I couldn't achieve anymore, just because I would say what is it people say, is it the integrity of your hair or something? You lose the integrity or something, I'm not sure, but the texture of my hair is completely different to what it was when I was a kid, because, well, a teenager, because it's been through so much. But yeah, I would wear my hair very questionable colours. I'm not really sure how it came to be like this. I did start straightening it when I was on holiday once, and that did look quite nice. I quite liked it at this point. And then again there you can see the colour. It's a very reddish, blackish brown. Just a total mess, guys. This one is one that whenever I see this picture I cringe out so much. It looks absolutely terrible, and I must have thought it didn't look terrible at the time, because otherwise I would have changed it. I'm sure I wouldn't have been happy walking around like that. Surely not. And I just went brown box dye all over. I quite like this look on me with the fringe. I mean, I wouldn't ever have a fringe again just because there's such a commitment. It says the girl with the tattoos. But fringes are a massive commitment. But I quite like this look here. Then I definitely got this done at a salon. I remember the salon that I got this done at. I had just little blonde, little streaky slices put in, and don't know why the pose I'm pulling here, it's a little bit strange, but that's that. I've still got that scarf actually, I still wear that scarf. And look at that outfit, what a winning outfit. Again, don't know what I'm doing in this pose, it's a bit strange, but you can just kind of see the colours in my hair a little bit more there. It's kind of nice colours though. Kind of reminds me of like autumn leaves or something. And again, same sort of affair here. And then I seem to go back to very red. I'm not really sure at what point I went back to that kind of red, because then it looks really faded after that. So I'm not 100% sure. That picture, I was so drunk on a train and my dad took that picture of me. But yeah, that looks like blondie, reddy, brownie, total mess. Totally ain't got a clue what was going on with that hair. Moving on to 2010, this was the year I left school. I left school in about May. And I started this year off with that same reddy colour. And I remember this picture was taken at my sister's friend's 18th birthday, I believe. And I'd got my hair cut at the salon that morning, and they'd given me this block fringe. And I hated it. Just because of the colour, it looked all wrong, it looked awful, and I didn't have time to dye it before the party, so I literally dyed it the next day, and then I had another party in the evening, which is where these photos are taken. So I just dyed it dark chocolatey brown all over, and I quite like that as well. I like my hair. It's strange because when I dyed my hair brown last year, I absolutely hated it, but I loved looking at it when I was like 15, 16. I think it looks really nice. Strange. So yeah, very block hair. But then once this block fringe started to grow out and I decided I didn't want to keep it, I had to spend a lot of time with it clipped back. Like in this picture it just looks shit because I just clipped it all back, but I did wear it down sometimes, like this one. That was before clubbing or something. And then this one I look a complete state, and that fringe is, I think she gave me quite a wonky fringe as well. It was a little bit like this, but it was just all over the eyes and everything, a little bit like it is today. Once the fringe grew out a little bit, so I was a bit more sweepy, I would literally get all my hair all the way from back here and have it all over my face. Let me tell you, it was a look. That's all my natural hair though, wasn't wearing extensions by this point. And you can just see my little nose piercing. I really missed that, it's closed up. Then we went back to red. My hair's very greasy in this photo, but it's a great shot of the colour. Like, I've never liked this picture, but I love just the colour of my hair here. It's insanely cool. So yeah, back to red. And here as well, I don't like this picture either, but it's a nice picture to show the colour of my hair. And we were camping, that's why there's a fire behind us. And then it looks kind of purple here, and I don't remember dyeing it purple, or maybe it was a filter or something I used, but I could have dyed it purple at this point. Anything goes really with my hair. We went back to a dark brown. I loved that leather jacket, and look, my guitar's in the background as well. So yeah, I really liked it dark brown here as well, but I always, the thing with me is that I've just always got an itch to dye my hair. So it never stays the same for long. Oh, my sister looks so cute in this picture. My sister's growing her hair out because if you've watched my vlogs or that, you'll know she has really short hair, but she wants to grow it out to kind of this, how this looks again. But this was at a wedding and I loved my hair. I also wore that dress to my prom. This is me at my prom. So the morning of my prom, I got my hair cut. Hated it, absolutely hated it. I had to clip all my fringe back because it looked so rubbish. I didn't have any time to do anything with it, so it was just straight and boring. I hated it. Look at my eyebrows. That was the last haircut that I got for 3 years. I suppose because I didn't have the money, or maybe I just wanted to grow it. I don't really know, but I didn't get a haircut for 3 years after this. So yeah, this is just a couple of pictures of me at my prom. My hair is a dark brown with sort of patchy. That's why I didn't have time to style it. I dyed it that day as well. I remember now. I dyed it dark brown, even though it was already dark brown, so I'm not sure why I did dye it, but I definitely did dye it. I remember now. So that's, you can kind of gauge the length that my hair was at, and then I didn't dye it again. So then I don't know what's going on with this colour. I'm guessing my colour was just fading, like maybe I hadn't dyed it in a while and the colour was just totally fading out, and that's why it's kind of got those tones of red in there as well, because I would have had red underneath from some other point, and at the ends they're blonder because I had those slices put in at some point. So I'm guessing that's what's going on with this colour. And up until this point I had ignored the urge to go blonde for so many years, and then I thought to myself, do you know what, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and go blonde. All I ever wanted to be was blonde. It was like my life goal to be blonde. So I tried it. This is my first, I guess, try, and as you can see it's just quite gingery here and auburny brown. It just wasn't good, and yeah, it's just very ginger. I didn't really know about YouTube. I watched YouTube videos, but I didn't know about the whole hair and beauty community and stuff, so I didn't know anything about hair at all. I didn't know about toner. I didn't know, I mean, not that I have a wide knowledge of it now, but I didn't know anything. So I thought you'd put bleach on and then you'd be blonde. I didn't realise it's a process or anything. So that's how I walked around with my hair for a while, in that kind of browny, light browny gingery phase. It's actually not a terrible colour. And this colour, I'm absolutely wasted. Apologies for this. You have to kind of look really closely at this, because I've tried to go blonde. You can see I've got little blonde bits up near my roots, but then I've also got some purpley bits. So when I was just completely over walking around with that kind of gingery browny hair, I thought, you know what, I'll just put purple all over it. And don't know why, but it just didn't take. So as you can see, I've got little bits of purple up on, I suppose it's this side of my head here. And yeah, mess. Total state. This picture was taken at New Year's. I was at a guy's house. They was having a little gathering, and all the boys were upstairs playing PlayStation or something, and I was like, I want to have a go. That's why I'm wearing a headset. So my hair is just browny, just shades of brown. My hair has always just got many shades in it. And again, this is the same party. Am I wearing extensions? I could be wearing extensions, but I'm not 100% sure. Because I did get a better pair of extensions at some point, but I'm not sure when that was. When I say better, I mean better than the last pair. They still weren't great extensions. I loved them though. I've still got them. Okay, 2011. Look at that fur coat. Look at that. So pretty much still the same hair at this point. Looks a little bit lighter maybe, but I'm not sure. Then we go dark, and I'm definitely wearing extensions here. I remember this photo, it was taken in the Apple store at Lakeside. So yeah, definitely wearing ratty old extensions and very dark brown hair. Don't like this picture at all, but it's all I have. This photo was taken the day of, or the day after I had my braces taken off, hence the big awkward smile. I wasn't used to smiling with my teeth really, so I was making the most of it, but it just looked incredibly uncomfortable. But yeah, dark brown hair, looks a little bit of a state, to be honest. Picture I remember taking, obviously we've gone back to red by this point. I remember taking it and thinking, oh my god, my hair is so long and so luscious. But when I look at it now, all I see is complete cringe, because from just above the back of my top down, you can tell it's just completely damaged because it's just so thin. Like the top of my hair is fine, it looks nice and thick and that, but then from the top of that leotard thing I'm wearing down, it just needed to be cut off. And I didn't realise that then, I just thought it's long and pretty. But yeah, that is all my own hair in this picture, that's not extensions or anything, but it needed to be cut off pretty badly. And then at this point, looks like I was trying to go back to brown maybe, but there were still nice bits of red in there. I like this look, I think it's quite pretty. I think it's a nice pretty colour. Definitely red extensions in that one though, I remember. And this one here again. I think by this point I was back to brown, there was no red left, and extensions down to my waist it looks like, but they were thin and ratty. This picture cringes me out so much, so I thought I'd share it with the internet. This was before my friend's 18th birthday, I think, and let me just zoom in on my head. So I had a lot of trouble with my hair. Oh, it's kind of reddish actually when you zoom into the top. Had a lot of trouble with my hair on this day. I tried to curl it, didn't work. Tried to straighten it, kind of worked, but it was still kind of curly up top. So I had kind of curly hair up top, or wavy, and then just absolute dead straight extensions. Oh my god, so bad. We live and learn. I'd like to think what I'm rocking currently is a bit better than that. I remember digging my hair this day. I thought it looked so cool. I would just have it all kind of to the side, a little bit coming down here, and then just extensions going down. I thought it looked amazing. And then we tried to go back to blonde. Don't know what this outfit is at all. Very, very unfortunate outfit you've got on there, love. But let's just zoom into my head so I can have a look. Yeah, so it is pretty blonde, and if I would have known about toner, it probably would have been fine, but I wasn't very happy with the yellowness of it, and I've obviously missed some of my roots as well, but I look just so sad in this picture. I also hated my eyebrows back then. I don't really touch my eyebrows anymore, I think. Better to be untamed and bushy than looking like this, because I used to just shave, probably like, I can't see because I have my glasses on, about all this of my eyebrows off. I just used to shave it because I didn't know what to do with them. I thought they were just so unruly and weird. I didn't know what to do with them, so I shaved them off from that point, and it looks really shit. This picture here, I think I tried to, it was around the time it was like people were starting to fill in their eyebrows and stuff, like more commonly, and I think I tried to use eyeliner to fill in my eyebrows in this picture. But yeah, I'm still kind of blondie brown here. I went through a phase where when I was blonde or like ginger, because it hadn't taken blonde, all my pictures would have been in black and white because I looked blonde in the black and white picture and not ginger. So this, I don't know what's going on here, it's a complete state. It's like all blonde and then brown, and just no Hannah, what are you doing? Think I might have given the bleach another go in this picture, maybe, I'm not sure, because it does definitely look blonder than the last one, but I'm just distracted by the booze, to be honest. This night, funnily enough, is the first time I ever filled in my eyebrows for public. I'd done it before for selfies and stuff, but I'd never done it for public, and this is for my friend's birthday. I really liked my hair this night. It was dark brown, fringe little to the side. The fringe was quite grown out by this point, and then I just did a really long plait with my extensions in, and I really liked how that looked that night. It's a very dark brown though. And last picture of whatever year this is, 2010? Are we in 2010? 2011 maybe? Just a lot of hair up here and then thin extensions coming out the bottom, and I loved that phone. It didn't last me very long. It was a bit crap, but it was so cool. It was the Motorola Square or Motorola Flip or something. It was pretty cool. 2012. I think I started my Instagram in 2012, so if you followed me on Instagram for that long, then you might know some of these pictures. So the first pictures we've got are from my 18th birthday. Remember, I still haven't had a haircut since my prom at this point. So that's how long my hair had gotten. It doesn't look like it had grown that much really, does it? But it's just a boring brown at this point. I wasn't a very happy bunny at this point in my life, so I was kind of like over dyeing the hair for the minute. So it's just a dark brown and almost black. It's a very, very dark browny black colour. But then I got my mojo back. I got the itch to dye again. Sounds weird. And ombre hair was kind of in at that time. So I did myself a little DIY ombre. I was very hungover in this photo here. But yeah, I really liked this. Really liked the ombre. And my hair was just really lovely and thick, and probably wasn't healthy, but do you know what? It probably wasn't too unhealthy. It looks nice and thick, like we haven't got the ratty ends or anything. And yeah, it's just a nice, I liked the ombre a lot. 2013, I do get a haircut at some point this year, so just hold on for that. So we started off the year again with the ombre and lovely luscious long hair. And then I got a little bit bored, got the XL Live out, and we went dip dye. I don't know why, but I always think of ombre as like a natural colour and dip dye as a crazy colour. So I did the blonde bits of my hair a bright pink colour, and it didn't really go with my look at the time. I feel like it would have been really cool if I dressed when I was a teenager, because I had a very edgy look. But by this point I was working in a shop. I didn't really have much of a edginess to me. So yeah, I didn't think it really looked good with my look at the time. There I am outside Buckingham Palace. And yeah, so between that and the next picture, I dyed my hair brown all over, and I used a dye from Poundland, and I got this weird kind of green tinge in my hair. It doesn't show up in any of the photos really, but it happened, it was a thing. So when I got my hair cut, before it was almost down to my derriere, I believe, and then this picture is just after I got a haircut and I had quite a bit chopped off. So this was my first haircut in 3 years, and that's my hair looking all healthy there. And then we went to a nice red colour again, and it was just a really, because I didn't bleach it or anything to get a nice bright colour, I just wanted something kind of chill, just a nice little reddy brown colour. So that's then I found out about a magical thing called Colour Before. If you've heard of it, your ears are pricking up. So that's like a hair colour remover, and I didn't know this was a thing until now, but I thought to myself, I'm gonna try and go back blonde again. So, because I'd never, by this point, I'd still never achieved the blonde that I always lusted after. So we did some Colour Before, and as you can see, my hair was already bleached on the bottom from the ombre, so it lightened up quite a nice amount by this point, and it was a really nice light brown colour actually. It wasn't a shade of brown I'd ever experienced before, and I did quite like it, but it wasn't what I was after. So, first round of bleach, or was this the before picture? Maybe this was after another dose of Colour Before or something, I'm not really sure, but that was my hair that we were working with. The next pictures I'm not proud of. They are my process pictures for bleaching. Wasn't a very good technique I had. So, this was after the first bout of bleach, where I didn't know that you had to go on the roots apparently, because my roots are still black, and then we've got like, well, they're not black, they're dark brown. Then we've got like orange coming out and blonde at the front, and just, oh no honey. Ends look very dry as well, and then we were just quite orange all over, and again for some reason I hadn't gone near my roots, not sure why, and very orange, and then voila, I was the blonde I always wanted to be. I always wanted to go that kind of dark dirty blonde, sort of like Blake Lively, Cara Delevingne before she dyed it. That was always a blonde colour I've always wanted. And that was pretty much as close as I ever got to it, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. 2014. Right, I was still just blonde. It was a kind of beige blonde really at this point. This wasn't taken in the summer. Look how long it is. Needed a good old cut. This picture was my before picture because I went and got a haircut. So that was how long it was before. I would give my life to have this hair again. So lovely and long. And then this is what it looked like after I had it cut, and they'd done a little bit of wave in there for me. It was still perfectly lovely and long. They'd just cut off what needed to be cut off, and then I went back a couple of weeks later and got it coloured. That's what it looked like after it was coloured. It doesn't look too different from the back really. It looks more strawberry blonde really, but they'd put like highlights or something in. I didn't really like that actually. I thought that was rather nice. And then I let my roots grow out for a really long time, just because I hate doing my roots. So that is the end of 2014. 2015 started off blonde. This was the blondest I'd ever been, and I loved my hair. I felt like Khaleesi. I was just loving life. And obviously by this point I knew about YouTube. Did I have a YouTube channel? What year are we in? 2014? 2015. Yeah, I had a YouTube channel by this point. So I knew about toner. I knew about all that fun stuff. I sort of felt comfortable that I knew what I was doing. Then we had this point, which was a very interesting colour because we had roots, blonde, and then lilac, where my purple shampoo was clinging to the hair, but it looked nice in the little ponytail I did with the plait around it. And then we went even blonder. We were like Ice Ice Baby and super blonde. I don't like it that blonde at that length. When I went really blonde but it was short, I really liked it, but I didn't like it like this really too much. I thought I looked a little bit like too much like Malfoy. It got a little bit darker at some point. I'm not really sure what I did to do that. I must have just put a box dye over it or something. And then this is how long my hair was by this point, and it's pretty damaged and everything. It was super long. As you can, I feel like it's kind of obvious. You can tell how much my hair had thinned out from the amount of bleach. When you look at past pictures, it was very thick and luscious. Well, in my opinion it was, compared to what it was here. Here you can tell it's lost a lot of its weight and stuff. And then I made the biggest mistake of my hair life. I bought some Directions hair dye in a really deep red colour. It was autumn time and I thought, I love being blonde, but I just want to go for something semi-permanent and just something nice. I wanted to go back to how my hair was before, when it was a really dark brown, dark red. So I used this Directions semi-permanent hair dye and it came out like this. And as you can probably imagine, that wasn't the desired look I was after. And I have always maintained that I don't really care what my hair looks like. I don't really, sorry, tea time. I don't really care. I can make any hair colour work, etc, etc. But this one wasn't for me. This one was a real knock to the self-confidence. I got a lot of compliments on it. I had a girl stop me in the street, ask me how I did it and stuff, but it just wasn't what I was after, and all I wanted was my lovely blonde hair back, my long blonde hair back. So here are just a couple of pictures of the orange. And it faded out because it was sort of like reddy orange, and then it faded out after into orange. And obviously I would have been shampooing my hair like crazy, constantly washing it, until I thought, you know what, sod this, I'm going to go in with the colour before. So I did the hair colour remover a lot. I must have used it 4 times or something. I was just desperate to get rid of this colour. I was so unhappy with how I looked. Once I eventually got it light enough, I just put a random blonde box dye over it, and this is the last picture to show you of my long blonde hair. So this is, it was very yellow and everything as well, this blonde. I just couldn't do anything with it. my hair was the most damaged it's ever been in my life. It was absolutely disgusting. I don't have any pictures really to show how bad it was. If I have video clips or something, because I know I did film a couple of videos with my hair like that, then I'll show them. But it was like running your hair through, and it was thick and fine because that's like the newer hair, and then it would stop here and it would just get knotted into this thin horrible mess. And that was when I knew, I would just thought to myself, I'm gonna have to cut this all off, aren't I? Luckily for me at the time, the lob haircut was quite trendy. Got a little bit better about that, but yep, that was the last of my long hair. And then cut it to this length and formed a wonderful relationship with a lovely, lovely stylist. I love him so much. I haven't seen him in so long because I just can't afford to get my hair done, but my family, all my family go to him. He is wonderful. So yes, I cut my hair off, and then when he was cutting my hair, he said to me he was going to retrain as a colourist. Would I like to be a hair model? And I was like, hell yes. So I started going to get my hair coloured there, and it was so cheap, and I just loved getting my hair done by him. He was amazing. So I went very light and icy blonde all over. It was a nice pearly blonde, I think we might have described it as at the time. So that was what my hair looked like when I first got it cut and coloured. And although I love him and I think he is a great hairdresser, I just didn't like the hair on me. Because I wanted my long hair back, I hated it. I much prefer my short hair this time around than I did when I first cut it off. But that's to be expected, I suppose. 2016, we are back to last year. So this year, so I'd had some regrowth coming through and I was still nice and blonde, but I went in and got my roots done by him, and then he put some pink Illumin in my hair. And Illumin is, I think it's called Lumen, it's not aluminum, is it? Illumin. I think it's Illumin. It's a permanent colour, like you cannot get Illumin out unless you bleach over it. My sister had Illumin put in her hair so long ago and she's still got it in. But yeah, we had these little just really subtle, lovely, cute little pink strands put in, but they got lost because we bleached my hair again. So this picture here, my hair is like a pinky lilac. He bleached all my hair out and then toned it and was like, oh my god, your hair is lilac. And I was like, that's fine, I'll work with it, it will wash out. And so yeah, I had like lilac-y blonde hair for a couple of weeks. I really loved that. I loved it when it was kind of grey and fading out. And then I didn't go from, my hair grows really quickly. Like in the salon they said to me, you need to come back every 2 weeks to get your roots done if you want to be blonde. And I was like, oh, even at 15 quid I can't afford it. So I didn't go back, and I haven't been back since, which makes me very sad because I loved going to that salon. So I was blonde. I'd lost a lot of the silver greyness. I don't think I was very good at keeping up with the purple shampoo, but my roots came through for a really long time. And I thought, you know what, my hair might look pretty cool with the roots if I do something with the colour. So I started using the Bleach London pink shampoo. I tried to use the dye, but I honestly feel like the shampoo gives you better colour payoff. So I was just using their shampoo as a dye all over, and boy oh boy, I loved this hair. I thought this hair was the bomb. It was so cool. And so yeah, that was pink for a couple weeks, a month or so, I don't really remember. But then I thought to myself, I'm gonna go, how did I do it? I wanted to go, I don't remember how this happened, but I did my roots, didn't work. I honestly don't remember what I was going for. So my hair was brown all over for just one day because I couldn't dye it one day. I had to go see my nan. So I had brown hair, which I absolutely hated, it was awful. And that's what that looked like. There's me in my nan's living room. And then I did some balayage. So I went blonder at the bottom and worked up. It was a total what's the phrase, asked about it or something. It was a total wrong way round way to do it. I dyed my hair all brown all over, even though the majority of it was blonde, and then damaged my hair even more by just bleaching over it again. It was completely back to front. But that is the hair that I've sort of had up until very recently, this kind of browny blonde colour. So we'll go back, we're going to 2017. Went blonder, I think I added some more blonde to it. But it was still just like a hot mess. And then this is my hair before I got a haircut. I cut my hair in March, just a little trim, but that's kind of what it was looking like. So it had grown quite a lot from when I first cut it off. My hair does grow quite well really when it's looked after. And then that's what it looked like after I got it cut, and that was kind of what it was looking like for the time being. Then around my birthday I wanted to go pink again. It didn't look as nice as the first time when I went pink, but I believe I just did this using a chalk spray, I think, from what I remember. But yeah, that's on my birthday. And then I washed that all out and it was kind of just back to browny blonde again. This was how long it had grown since I got a haircut, which I think was quite a big difference. I think it had grown quite a lot since getting that haircut in March. This photo was taken in around June or July, I think. So I think that had grown a considerable amount. That takes us up to what you guys already know, which is going back to blonde, which was all done in a video. We went to this kind of beigey browny blonde. It was kind of weird. Then I put in some highlights to go a little bit blonder, and now it is what it is, which is blonde but not perfect. So I am going to be working on my hair some more, and obviously I've cut it as well, cut it since that last picture that you've just seen. So I had to cut it. It was so damaged, and I just thought, do you know what, if I ever want to have long hair again, we have got to cut this because it's just not going to work. So yeah, I am going to be working on getting my hair blonder again. I don't know how blonde I want to go, to be honest, but most of it's actually not too bad. I've just got a lot of patchiness and kind of yellowness. I don't know what I'm going to do to work on it, but I know I'm going to do better looking after it. So every time I bleach it, I'm going to be deep conditioning, coconut oil, all that stuff. And I would really like to have long hair again, and I don't know if I could ever get it as long as it was, but I'd like to bloody well try, to be honest with you. And that is the history of my hair. That's it, we are done. This might be the longest video in the world. It has potential to be, doesn't it? It really does. I hope I haven't missed anything out. I hope I haven't missed out some like crucial, terrible hair moment that I've had over the years, but I'm pretty confident that I have shared all my terrible hair moments with you, so you're now as up to date as I am. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know what your favourite look was on me, or let me know what your favourite look has been on you. Just let me know something in the comments. Let's just have a little chat. I love chatting to you guys in those comments. I would be your #1 fan if you gave this video a big thumbs up, and if you pressed on that little bell. Ring that bell, guys. And that, my friends, is everything. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.